Recording in progress.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining us this morning on Say a Prayer, guys. May Nigeria never happen to you. Welcome. My name is Richie Adewusi. This is the second episode of this, well, program um, that has had a lot of people sending messages, like emails, phone calls, text messages to me. And I say to them, it's better they come on the program and share their views. It would always be better that way. And hi, guys on TikTok that are joining us. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being here. Yes, okay. This is Nostalgia Media. We are streaming live for Say a Prayer, guys. May Nigeria never happen to you. Um, at the top of this program, when I say top, at the time we were working on getting it started, there was a lot of feedbacks about Richie. Why are you trying to be so negative? Okay, I mean, um, there's no negativity about anything about this program. Okay, and part of the challenges, not challenge, part of the challenges we have as people has always been that we find it very difficult to laugh at ourselves. Yes, laugh at ourselves. And when I say laugh, I mean look at things that are happening with us, around us, through us, and then say to yourself, stupid, 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 stupid. Maybe if we did that a bit more often, maybe we'll learn some things. Maybe we'll, you know, uh, quit doing some things in certain ways. Because again, what's this all about? So it's about people's stories, about things that have happened to them in Nigeria for good, for bad, for worse. And like I say in the promos, some of the promos for this program, you cannot beat me and ask me not to cry. You can also not make me happy and not ask me not to sing. Because again, like I said, this is not about pessimism. It's not about everything about Nigeria. There are challenges. We have our ups, we have our downs. So we are going to be presenting all of them on this program. So each of my guests, including myself, I have plenty stories to tell about Nigeria happening to me. In the same vein, I have a lot of stories to tell about Nigeria happening for me. But in my own case, it's not for me. And then as it's happening to me, that means somebody else is in trouble. No. But that's usually the case with most of the issue of Nigeria happening for a lot of people, especially people in leadership. Okay? And so this program is not targeted at anybody. It's for us to tell ourselves our stories. If you find any of the stories interesting, if you find any sense in them, yeah, take what makes sense for you, use it or use them, and then pinch yourself and like, oh wow, this was me. I shouldn't go this way. Oh no, is this possible? Yes, it is possible. So whereas you cringe at some stories, some people will be like, wow, I didn't know this was possible. But some people are living through those experiences on a daily basis. And when I say we do not know how to laugh at ourselves, it also means we do not know how to tell our stories. But we like to watch movies. Yeah. We like to watch video clips on TikTok. Other people, oh, we laugh, we send to other people. Meanwhile, you have issues. I'm not interested in nudes, all of those, pointless videos so that people can laugh. So here there are those who that's their niche. Let them continue to make people laugh and laugh away. What? Okay? You go on TikTok, you dance, so that no. And again, there's something else too, and we'll come to that. Being successful starts with you doing what you set out to do. You having a plan in the first place, having an idea in the first place, and then being able to put that idea together, being able to, bat the idea, and is there for other people. So you take it out, you take the idea or ideas out of your head, and it's there in the public domain. People can see it. I was an idea between my mom and my dad, so I'm a success. My mom and my dad. Before we begin to attach some other things that we label as success. Hello, guys. TikTok, thank you for joining. Thank you for being here. Thank you, guys. Just go ahead, make sure you're liking and you subscribe and support us here. Okay, thank you. We are going to be joined today by somebody who would share his bit of Nigeria happening to him and Nigeria happening for him. Okay, I would on every episode of this program share Nigeria happening to me, Nigeria happening for me. But I don't want to make it about myself. So I'm inviting you, yes, you watching me here now. I'm inviting you, tell that your story. Okay? Don't say, oh, look, I'm not a big man. Nobody's a big man. Is there any big person around here? I don't see. So it's not about any big man or we're educated or not. Tell your story, that your situation, that thing that has made you to go to, into your and you lay down somewhere where you can't sleep. You keep hissing, you keep heaving, you're restless. Tell your story. First of all, storytelling helps you to release certain tensions, certain amount. Psychologically, emotionally, it heals. Storytelling heals you. You watch movie. If the people who, if someone didn't tell those stories, you see and laugh, you learn, oh, wow, there'll be no movie. There'll be no documentaries. So, yeah, you know who you are, my friends, my associates, followers. Richie, what exactly do you plan to, achieve with this? Well, so story is what? Yeah, life is story. Life is about stories. Life is about our experiences, it's about things that happen to us that we've seen, things that are good, not so good, horrible. So as a nation, as a people, all of those gossips, no gossip. This program, no gossip. You're coming here to tell your story. Well, first of all, check to see that your story is authentic. So if you want to be on this program, if you want to join me on this program to tell your story, check the description on YouTube. You will see our email address there. Check all the promo materials for this program. You'll find our email address there. Send us your story by email. Okay? And then we will have a chat with you, and then we'll invite you. That's a surprise. There's a surprise I'm going to announce maybe towards the end of September. Everybody, I will announce that surprise because we also want to make it worth the while of. I mean, some people might not need it. Some would need it. Some it might be the break they are praying for to say, oh, wow, I just want to get on that program so that I could get this. Yes. By the end of September, we were still trying to fine tune the details of it. You come on this program to tell your story, something happens for you. More than one thing, really. Because we must tell our stories. Because Nigeria must be better. Must. There's no choice. There's no choice. So telling the stories is not because you're beating anybody down, any group, any individual. No, it's about these things that happen. People did this stuff to other people. Okay? Sometimes, most times in the case of Nigeria, like I've said in some of my books, that the natural disaster, in other places they have tornadoes, they have tsunamis, they have wildfires. Yeah, sometimes we have floods in Nigeria, there are landslides and all, but it's not such a magnitude of what happened. Where I live right now, there's a wildfire going on in a particular province. Seriously. And every year there are certain things like that in other parts of the world. But in Nigeria, the fixed decimal, the fixed natural disaster we have in Nigeria are the politicians. They are the leadership class. They are the fixed natural disasters Nigeria have had over time. You won't hear it from my mouth, not just from, when I say not from my mouth, you'll hear from me. I mean, definitely. But you hear my guests, maybe contributors on the program, maybe people who ask questions, maybe people who just, there'll be chances for people to say, well, I just want to say something. Maybe you tell what we cannot validate, what we cannot verify. Well, we'll let it slide. But if you want to join me on this program, so I want to tell my story, you have to write in, and then we listen to you, and then we invite you to tell your story on this program. You tell your story in two categories, in two different ways, because a lot of my friends were like, maybe not even friends, really. Some acquaintances, some people have known over time. Some I've not spoken with in over 10 years, and I started getting their phone call. Richie, what is this? What may Nigeria not happen? Nigeria happened, may Nigeria happen to me? I say, you don't understand. You don't understand. There's a difference between Nigeria happening to you and Nigeria happening for you. What we want is for Nigeria to happen for all Nigerians, not selective. For Nigeria to happen for all Nigerians. Hello, guys. Well, thank you, Sexflake, for joining us on TikTok. Thank you, the TikTok gang. Thank you for being there. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the likes. Send the gifts to, don't just like alone, okay? Send those gifts. I appreciate you. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for joining us on TikTok as well. For those of us on YouTube, you could leave your comments, your questions, in chats. Okay, we will take them as the time, as we get to those portions. Also to that part of the program, we'll take your questions, okay, and your concerns and your contributions about the issues we've raised. Well, for today, you're seeing on the screen what you have. Is what we are talking about today. Governance in Nigeria. What culture? What tradition? That's the backdrop of our stories today. And then, of course, we have an icon. Because every episode I'm going to bring you up to go down memory lane, bring somebody who's been talking to us but will not be listening. There are many Nigerians who've been talking, who've been speaking, and we're not listening. Today we are featuring Fela, and I have a very, very funny feeling that Fela is going to feature a lot in many episodes of this program, okay? But today we are zeroing on his song, Teacher Don't Teach Me Nonsense, okay? So we have a short video about who Fela was, what he stood for, what he still stands for, because his work still speaks. Today, people are saying Nostradamus. Fela was in many ways Nostradamus in Nigeria. Most of the things he sang about are things that are playing out in plain sight. Today has been playing out in plain sight. Okay, so our feature today personality, not the storyteller, but the feature personality today, Nigerian icon, is Fela Kuti. Born Fela Ransom Kuti, Fela Ransom Kuti, later became Fela Kuti. We did a short video to introduce some of us who might not know, especially these Gen Zs and the other Gen whatever. Okay, this is who this. Go and check him out. And there's a lot he said about who we are as a people. As a matter of fact, Africans and humankind generally, but particularly Nigeria. Okay, so we're going to play you that video. Okay, for those of you following us on YouTube, you'll be able to see that video. TikTok has issues with certain kind of programming. So sorry guys, on TikTok, you won't see the video. But if you do want to see the video, you could always go to our YouTube channel at Nostalgia Media. The video is there. You can download it at any time. You can watch it there. You can download it. It's free right now. And please, guys, I say here again, please, we can't do much on this program like any other ones if you do not support us, okay? So please subscribe. Okay, please subscribe. TikTok, subscribe on our YouTube channel, follow us, share the stream, invite your friends to be here. A lot's going to be happening on this program, but relax. There are no airs, no simple, everyday people. It's not about stories from big men, big women. No, every day, anybody, the big man who feels okay, I want to share. Yeah, I know a few big people, but this is not about calling my big friends or no. It's about giving everyday people the opportunity to share their stories, their experiences. Why? So that we might learn. So that the people in government can think maybe, what needs to be done in those issue areas and get them done. We'll call people out on this program, you can be sure about that. Okay? Not calling people out of malice, but then the strange thing here is when people are doing certain things, they don't think about the consequences of what they are doing. They don't think that word impunity, it cobalizes, cobalize, okay? It puts people in trouble sooner than later. So there are things people have done and they feel they've walked away from and they're in their high horses at some other time and it's still there. The problem is that most of us who they had trampled on to get to the places they are doing things that they are doing are too voiceless, and it empowers them because you are not talking. They continue to do those same things to other people. This is part of why I'm running this program. You don't want to be called out. Please, you are in public office, you are whatever. Do the right thing. Do the right thing. Okay? So we're going to play that. We're going to play the video on Fela. And when we come back, I will introduce, our storyteller for today, who actually is going to be joining me regularly on this program. There are many stories from him and there are many stories from me. Okay, so stay with us. Don't go away. Watch the video. Okay, we'll be back.
The song, Teacher Don't Teach Me Nonsense, was released in 1986 by Fela Kuti, who was a Nigerian musician and a political activist. His full name was Olufala Olusegun Oludatan Ransom Kuti. He later became known as Fela Anikulapo Kuti. He was born October 15, 1938 and died August 2, 1997. Teacher Don't Teach Me Nonsense remains one of Fela Kuti's most controversial songs. The Afrobeat legend emphasized that our cultures and traditions are the teachers of the government. As a single person, there's little you can do to change a whole nation. In the song, Fela Kuti went ahead to make a sharp critique of Western influence and hypocrisy in Africa, particularly in the context of education and political systems. The song argues that Africa's problems stem from blindly adopting foreign systems and neglecting its own culture and traditions.
Hello, Black.
It calls for Africans to critically examine imposed structures, embrace
so
their
they're playing
own heritage,
our
and challenge the
video,
nonsense being taught. The song's themes of corruption, social injustice, and the need for good governance continue to resonate with the realities of Nigeria today.
So much for staying with us, and say a prayer, guys. May Nigeria never happen to you. My name is Richie Adewusi. I'm your host in this program and your chief storyteller on this program. Okay, so don't expect any padded or packaged what it's free flow. Okay, it's no airs. Okay, no airs. Our interest is my guests can be as they want to be, but no air. It's us. We're here as simple as can be, and that's what this program is about. Because it's when we don't belabor ourselves with, oh, I have to look this way, I have to do. That's what puts most of us in trouble. That gets people to misbehave and do things that at the end of the day don't help nobody. So I'm introducing my guest for today, my chief storyteller for today. Like I said, who will partner me? Who will be my partner in crime in this program? Sorry, Black, we are not, not that. Who will, because before you really get to say him and all of that, there are those of us who have gone through stuff in Nigeria silently. And because we remain silent, the part of us that people know about, are like, okay, we are not even there. But when you hear, I've known my guest today for a long time from afar, by reason of my association with somebody else that he has been associated with for a very long time, to even before I met that other person. Okay? But when you finally got to know, I know his back of his hand now, what's the reason?
Yeah.
He has a wonderful new book. It's not, don't worry, we're not selling you the book here, but I'm telling you that that's part of the reason I invited him to come to this program. There's so many lessons for us to learn as a people from his stories, personal stories. And when you find individuals who are not embarrassed, who are not ashamed, who are not intimidated to say things as they happen, we should applaud them. So I want to introduce my chief storyteller for today, because I'm going to be listening to him. I'm going to be listening to him tell his stories. At some other time, he would also be the ones asking me to tell my own story, because like I've said, he has graciously agreed to partner in our storytelling journey on this program, because there's a lot of stories to tell about Nigeria. So I want to try to introduce to you, you know him as Black Rice.
That's right.
You know him as Black Rice. He is Black Rice Osagie.
Right.
Yes. A lot of people don't know Nigerians, especially Nigerians, but he has a lot of international experiences in a lot of areas. Black Rice is an artist. When I say artist, he does things with his fingers, paintings, crafts. He is Not just that he does them, he studied that. But most people do not know. Now, Black Rice is not just a creative in song. You might not pick this one song and say, oh, this is Black Rice's song. But Black Rice has been behind a whole lot of musical movements in Nigeria. And those musical movements have created a lot of stories because he's been around, they've been around, been to places, the high and the mighty, some of the people that today you are like, whoa, sliced bread, like sliced bread, they just discover sliced bread. That's who those people are to some people. But there are people who know who they grew together, who they did things together, who they've been there together, who are silent. So I had the privilege of reading Crisis book before he's out. That's what this is about. And I said, Black, please, we need to tell these stories.
Thank you.
You are seeing those beautiful birds, They are not ordinary. They are not ordinary. Come December, we will be celebrating a landmark birthday for this man. And that will be the day we'll release his book as well. Okay? And I'm not going to take anything from his mouth, but I'm going to tell you, however, hi guys on TikTok. Thank you for liking the like. Thank you so much, guys. Black, we're also on TikTok. We're also live on TikTok, by the way. That's
okay.
Yeah, so we have to talk to everybody. I know. Thank
Great.
you guys. Thank you guys for joining. Please like the stream, like on TikTok. Please send me those gifts. I appreciate. For the guys on YouTube, please don't just listen to Black Rice's story or just listen to my voice. Ask questions. Send your questions on chats. Engage, okay? Engage. Be part of this, okay? We're here. Don't be shy. Let Black Rice inspire you to want to come on this program and say, okay, this is how Nigeria happened to me. And but it's not only happened. Hey, Nigeria also happened for me.
Yes.
Okay? So that's the point. Some people think that we're doing this program to say because we hate Nigeria, we don't like Nigeria. No, Nigeria has no problem. Let's get this. Before I invite Black Rice to tell us his first story, before that, I'm also going to let out a little secret about Black Rice again, before he tells. Yep. Some of us think that we should just seal our mouth and keep clapping. No. It has never helped any society. It has never helped any society. What we are doing here, as a matter of fact, is to help solve bigger problems that could be there for us as a people. So I don't hate Nigeria. Nigeria has no problem, but the people in leadership.
That's right.
But the people in leadership. The entity Nigeria has no problem. Okay? I won't take Black Rice's story from him. Black Rice is from royalty in Benin, present Edo State, South Nigeria.
Right.
Black Rice is an educated man. Black Rice is an accomplished family man. Okay?
That's right.
So we're going to listen to him. The person who is our focus icon for today. Black Rice is an icon himself, but the icon that we're focusing on one of his songs today, Fela. Black Rice was very, very too close. who was too close to Fela.
Close
I
to
won't be the
comfort.
one to. I won't be the one to bring that one up at all. Let him use his mouth if he wants to, tell that story. Fela was also someone I knew personally.
Yes.
The song that we are featuring, that we profiled today, Teacher Don't Teach Me Nonsense, was released in 1986. But as far back as we were in secondary school, if anybody knew Fela, we used to go to the shrine, you will know that Fela would have been playing songs for a long time.
Yes.
During shows before he released them. Fela had been playing that song way, even when I was in secondary school. I had a friend, Shago Balogun, who was a Fela. He was one that dragged me to say, okay, let's go, and we will visit. I had that song before 1980, but it was released in 1986.
Yes.
And on a personal note too, still in my trying to do things for the public good, in 1989, I organized a concert called Surprise 89. And I wanted Fela to headline that show. Originally, it was supposed to be a charity show for Majek Feshek, who I was his publicist at that time. And Fela had agreed to appear to support Majek. Fela was very fond of Majek. Okay? But somehow one thing led to the other. People decided they had to be commercial. And then Fela said, no, okay, if I'm going to appear, I'm going to be paid. And say, well, you want to do something big like that, and you want to bring this, you want to bring that, but you got to pay me well. Say, you come, surprise. Eh? Yes. I paid Fela 50,000 naira in 1989 for playing Surprise 89, and Fela himself acknowledged that was the highest amount of money any Nigerian promoter had paid him before that time. You can go and check. You can go. These are database. So I knew Fela personally. This person, Black Rice here, I don't want to talk about himself and Fela. He would tell you. So Black Rice, welcome to Say a Prayer, guys. May Nigeria never happen to you. Guys on TikTok, you can send your messages on chat. I will ask on your behalf. You can follow, you can flow with us, but don't stop liking, please. Don't stop sharing the live, please. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Impact 007 for joining. Thank you, Orlando, for joining. Thank you, IT Phoenix. I won't say the last word. Thank you for joining. Thank you, Emma Callum, for joining. No, I won't say hi, Emma Callum. Hi. Guys on YouTube, we have to also pay respect to the people that have found time to join us on TikTok. So, Black Rice, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We are not deriding. We are not here to deride Nigeria.
No.
We are here to laugh at ourselves. We are here to call ourselves out.
Correct ourselves.
Well, let the people who think that they need to correct it, listen to the stories and take the part that hits them. Okay? Yes, we are here to say things as they have happened, as they are. The good, the bad, the ugly.
The rest.
And the rest. And in between. The ones in between. Okay? So I've invited Black Rice, just like we'll be doing every episode going forward. There'll be the stories of how Nigeria happened to him and the stories of how Nigeria happened for him. There'll be, then definitely. So anybody who is thinking that this is some kind of program bashing, people bashing, no. But let me also tell you something. If your bum deserve bashing on this program, we'll do it.
For real.
With data, with evidence, with not. I won't tell stories about anybody without. Well, if you read any of my books, you will know that. Well, I will take. This is what you did. This is your name. This is when, no matter who you are. So the same thing is going to be on this program. So it's not about it. My interest is Nigeria. And I know that my guest today, his interest is Nigeria as well. So Black Rice, you're welcome. I'm going to zip my mouth. So I'm going to first, please introduce yourself. Again, I have tried to introduce you, but introduce yourself the best way you would like yourself to be introduced. And then let's go on to hear your story about how Nigeria happened to you. If you can tell more than one if you like, but let's have one first before you go into, how Nigeria has also happened for you. Welcome. I'm going to relax and listen to you.
Thank you very much, Doctor. I'm very pleased to be here. TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, you're my guys. You might not know me in person. Most of my friends I don't really know in person, but we are all families now. One big family, right? Okay. Yeah, Nigeria is a country me love. I did a song way back in 1993, 1993 exactly, yeah, because it stopped there. We say Nigeria is a country me love. I love Nigeria. It's no joke. I'm not saying it because I want to flatter the people or, listeners. No. I love Nigeria. The only thing I don't really want to say I love about Nigeria is the name itself, Nigeria, because it don't mean anything to me. It don't mean anything. It's not from my part of the country. It's not from the north, the west, the east, or wherever Nigeria geographical location is. It's foreign to me. It was imposed on me. And it's been a long time. We should have changed the whole thing and let it reflect ourselves. But it's still the same thing. We love to cherish what the colonial master handed over to us. Others are changing. Ghana changed. From Gold Coast, they got their new name. Burkina Faso changed from or whatever they were answering then. Nigeria is not a problem. The name itself and the people that named them Nigeria is a problem. And the people they handed over the country to are not helping issues because they love it, they want to kill for it, they want to do everything for it. That is the beginning of our corrupt system, corrupt nature. It makes us corrupt because we don't know how to say no to those people who wants us to live the same way. Don't change. Just keep on going like that. That is how we want it. It's not fair. It's not fair. And it happened to me because I'm in Nigeria itself. Happened to me. I've been trying to shake it off, but it's not been easy. Every time I go back home, they're going to chase me out again. I did that song, Nigeria Country Me Love, in 93. I couldn't sing it on stage because the military then were just after my ass, myself, sorry to say, yeah. All right, because they know this guy is rude, is Fela's boy, is Kalakuta, I'm a Kalagosian to start with. My name is Rasta Black Rice. I come from, like my brother said, from Edo State. Benin was a kingdom of its own, amalgamated in 1940 after the passing of our beloved Oba Ovurame that was captured and sent to Calabar. Yes. So I'm really, really not happy about the history of Nigeria. I love the history very much. Because before I tell the history of Nigeria, I always tell the history of Edo Benin Kingdom. Because that is the history itself. Nigeria don't really have much history. but your history and the Benin history and other histories like Kano, Zaria, those are history that I know personally, and they are now coming to form the bulk of the Nigeria history, which some time ago was really, really not allowed to be told in schools because most of the people running the head, people at the head, don't really have don't have history in Nigeria, so they want others not to remember their history. I know my history. It is my history. Well, in '93, I couldn't sing those songs on live stage because when we changed around, pushed around. In '83, I was almost deported out of Nigeria because I was standing firm for my brothers who were dreadlocks and were supposed to be sent to back to their different countries because they said they're alien. Alien. Say, well, there's no black alien in Africa. These Africans. These are Africans. So I came with the slogan, "No black alien in Africa." And when they asked me where I was from, I told them I was from Africa. Okay, he's a Ghanaian. Damn, take him away, send him away. Those are the things that is really bringing us back. The Ghana today that they send everybody back to is the one everyone is running to now for survival. Ghana is embracing the living sporas, people living outside to come back home if you want to. Like I would say, there is no diaspora because we are not there, we are still living. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
So we are the living sporas. So it's my take of Nigeria is still on my fight. Because that's how it's been happening to me. Just last night, somebody from the high society, like a Rastaman, I'm a Rastaman, yes? That's the way I'm going to introduce myself one by one. I'm not going to just tell you once and say my Rasta Black Rice is that. No. When it gets to where I'm going to say who I am, I would let you know it, so flow with me. As a Rastaman, we try to represent the culture and tradition of our people, because that's who we are. We are the cultural custodian of the African culture. We are the true custodians of our African culture. We are not afraid to wear our locks, not afraid to say what we got to say and how we say it the way we want to say it. We don't sugarcoat our words. We don't even care who you are. We respect you. We respect you because you respect yourself. If you don't respect yourself, no respect for you.
Okay.
Yes. Respect is due. Respect is not, you don't.
Black, you talked about, you were mentioning about what happened in '83. Tell us, we want to hear. Tell us how, particularly, maybe if it's that particular incident in '83 that it's okay. Nigeria happened to me.
Yes.
By this way. There are many ways. I know there are many things. We want a particular particular incident.
Right.
Nigeria happened to be over it. Okay. I know there are many stories. Yes.
Yes. In '83, Rasta, I just moved to Lagos from Benin. Before then, I've been in Lagos, in and out, in and out. I stayed in Lagos. I worked in Lagos. But I moved back to Benin because that's where the action were in those days.
When you say the action were, tell us what those actions were.
Those actions, musical action, really entertainment action.
Like
you are a
what?
musician,
Okay.
another thing, if you're a musician, you want to gain influence and support in Nigeria, first go to Benin. If you're accepted there, you're accepted anywhere else in the world. If you are a film actor, you're a scriptwriter, you must first go to Benin and write and let the people approve of it first before you can go to Lagos, Ibadan, wherever you want to go.
Were there any particular platforms that you can remember that those happened through for that time period?
Yes, the Nigeria Television Authority was formerly Midwest Broadcasting, MTV, Midwest Television Station. You know, Midwest became Midwest Region in 1967 after the what's it called? There was a what is it called now? A referendum to create Midwest region. After which, Awolowo brought in the television station, and so entertainment started. The story started. We started telling our own story because the white man, the British, wrote their story about Evorawe, but we know the story ourselves. So we started telling our own stories. But in '83, when I went to Lagos, man, it was different, Lagos. Different from Lagos. Because we had the military government at that time.
Before you get to when you got to move to Lagos, could you share with us, were there any particular programs, events in Benin that time that was like, okay, this is what people looked forward to? Like today, people want to go to attend the Grammys. Today, people want to go to Nigeria's Got Talent, America's Got Talent. Were there any kind of programs then? And let's just fill us in.
Yes, a lot of programs were in Midwest Television those days too. That later became BTV, Bende, because from Midwest we went to Bende after the Civil War. And we had NTA, then became NTA, National Television, because of our programming there in Benin. We had Music Panorama. We have the Assizes. It's a kind of judicial process that is brought to the living room of everybody. And we have variety shows, different comedy shows, we have shows like Hotel de Jordan.
I remember that.
Oh, yes, oh, Lord, man. The storylines are just too fantastic, hilarious, So, like I was saying, a lot of incidences happened during the showcasing of your program or your live shows. Fela was once molested in Warri for a lot of reasons. Sonny Okosun was beaten up in City Bells nightclub in Benin. Yeah, because the show was not hip enough for the Benin fans. You have to be extra in everything you do. Try to take it to the extreme so you can be accepted there. And once you're accepted there, go to New York, go to California, go to any Paris, London, you're accepted. People come there to Benin. We used to have the long tennis too. All these big artists, they come to Ogbe Court to play long tennis. That is Benin those days. The military and the civilians, corruption started coming in and all these things. Like I go to '83 in Lagos. Lagos was, because I know Lagos like the back of my hand. I love Lagos. Not because it's too hip, no, because my forefather founded Lagos. Yes, and so it's a coup, it's a camp, the camp of the Edo people. So he
Yes,
had to do it when, yeah, it's a camp.
some people will not agree with you, Black.
No. It's history. It's left for the historians to go back to their archives and start to write and read.
Well,
Because
they
most of
have
the things,
they removed history, like you said, for a while,
yes,
for so many reasons. Maybe this might be part of the reason.
they just don't want, like, it's the British style, because they try to erase a lot of things. They gave it to the people who don't have history in Nigeria to create history for the people of Nigeria. People they call people of the Niger area. I'm not from the Niger area, even though a part of River Niger passed through my village or my side. We know the river a lot. We don't call it, it's not even River Niger. We don't call it River Niger or River Benue. There's a name for that river. We have River Via River, we have Osun River, Odigi. We have a lot of, you see, they come and say they discovered, they discover nothing. We took them there. My people were carrying them to where they want to go and discover. It's not how to discover something. Somebody's carrying you there, you say you discovered it. Like I was saying in 83, when the military were just forming and creating havoc in Nigeria all around, I was almost deported because they were sending all these brothers back to, once you have a dreadlock, you are dreadlock rasta or dreadlock, even they bundle you, go back. Ghana must go. Everybody became Ghanaians. Everybody in Nigeria, if you're carrying locks or you look very dark like me, you're a Ghanaian. You are gone. Sorry, we're not going to fly you. They just put you in a ship and you're gone. So that was how I was supposed to be deported to Ghana. And Papa, somebody told them, no, this is Black Rice. Yeah, we know. He said, Ghanaian. I said, no, it's not. Then, I don't know, something happened. I just told the guy, say, I think the guy was speaking Benin. I told them, just leave them in Benin language. See, so it became, oh no, that's not Ghanaian. But funny enough,
Because you spoke Benin.
By mistake, it was not intentional.
Oh, okay. Wow.
It was not intentional. I want to make them take me back to Ghana, send me to Ghana, and they sent me back to Nigeria like that. I wanted to go to Ghana by ship. Because I'll be going by road, by plane. No, I've not gone there by ship before. So I wanted to try that out. So we started a movement, Rainbow Organization of the Rastafarians of Nations, Nigeria.
That was Root Run?
Root Run, that's right, sir.
Wow. Okay.
So that was how that came up.
Wow. Okay.
That gave a leeway to most of my Rastafarian brethren from other part of the Africa to stay back. Because they are identified now with their identity card, their birthplaces, their tribe. We are not using the tribe. What tribe are you? I say, I'm Asha. Asha is one of the sons of Jacob. So the other one is Levi. The other one is Naphtali. So when you don't see Benin or Igbo there, then you know you are not a part of our African states that we're hoping and looking for. So that is how I escaped that Idi Agbo Buhari regime.
Deportation.
Deportation, right? So it's been a crazy roller coaster for me in Nigeria. I still love Nigeria though, but if we can change the name and start to rally around, because none of us is rallying around the name.
Well, somebody changed the national anthem, so it might not be so crazy to talk about change.
The national anthem that they changed was not actually the thing that was supposed to be changed first.
Okay, just hold that thought there. I want to. A community member just sent in a question. Okay, so
Okay.
and he says it's for Black Rice. Said, many of today's artists shy away from speaking truth to power. Why do you think your generation was more courageous, and how can that spirit be revived?
That is good one. You see, those days we weren't looking for big money to buy big cars. Even though we have very good roads that time, I could travel from Benin to Lagos under 3 hours.
Yeah,
But
I can attest to that. Yeah,
now that
I
people
can
are
tell.
buying cars for 1 billion, they can't even drive their car from their house to the next shopping market, the shopping mall. Because of good roads. There was not much of this kind of corruption those days.
Okay.
People, the Minister of Works fixing all potholes. You can see them working day and night. But this day they just have the ministry in paper and the trillion they have spent in paper.
Black, I know you are still on your way to answering that question now. Tying it to our theme for today, okay? Governance in Nigeria, what culture, what tradition. Where do you think that comes from? That's a follow-up question to the one you are still trying to answer. Remember, he said, why do you think your generation was more courageous? Number one, you are trying to say it, and how can that spirit be revived? Then how does it link to, the political class? How does it all relate?
Yeah, it doesn't relate because the age difference, the age gap. In those days, young people they were still coming up. What was that? Professor Wole Soyinka, they were still young. They were creative and firebrand in their head. People were inventing and creating. But this day and age, we have our ancient of days trying to create path for the youth of nowadays, which is not working. It can't work. Ancient of days creating ways for children of nowadays. It don't work.
But then the youth of
Yes.
nowadays, what are they creating?
No, the youth of nowadays, because their minds have been corrupted. Most of
That's what I'm saying. Is there a link? Is there a link?
Yes, this is a link because they are children of the corrupt generation, corrupt elites. Most of these children riding big cars today, they don't have job. They're just children of commissioner, children of senators, and stuff like that. But if you see people who are really creative, people who are forming, making shoes on the road, these are children of people who want to work hard and earn their money. Not people whose father just put some money in the house and they happen to put their hand in the cookie jar, pick some and go buy a big motorbike or some big cars like that. These children of nowadays, they are not they are for the money. They are not out to help to create. You can see VDM, very dark man. It's different from the rest of the people. This musical generation. VDM is not a singer, it's not a musician, it's not an artist like that, but it's an activist.
Okay. So I'm going to ask another question here, leading from that word you mentioned, an activist. Now, in my school days, he's a professor now. Okay. In my undergraduate days at the University of Lagos, we had a graduate assistant then. There were actually two. One introduced him to us. We formed a theater group at the University of Lagos that time called the Theater 15. And Professor Hope Egaga now was a graduate assistant. And he was actually one of those who inspired me by the fact that I used to write my scripts and I give to him to read, to, make his comment. And he always did that. Now, if last year, I think it was sometime last year, I read a post. I just wanted to give that little background where, I read a post he made on Facebook that time. He said, why are there no longer student activists or youth activists? Okay. Why are young people no longer protesting? I mean, activism when we were in school, nothing happened when the students will not gather and then there's an issue. They're asking questions. Now, it's like that. Okay. Then, leading up to that, Professor Yaga too now, which is also telling for me when I sat down out, wow. Also now, this is an English professor started a group to discuss and, advocate for mental health. So, he's asking, why are we no longer having youth activism? And then he's also now talking about, it looks like there's plenty mental health issues going around. Okay, what do you think, sir? Because it's linked to that earlier question that the community member asked me, why are you still outspoken? Why was Fela outspoken? You mentioned Professor Wole Soyinka. Why did he not? He's an old man now. He hasn't stopped.
Yeah.
But where are the youth?
The youth, like I said now, they are the children of the corrupt generation. Nobody wants to die. They don't want to die because they know how much their father is leaving behind for them.
But you are not dead, but you've been speaking.
No. We are not in their grade. We are not in their section.
Okay, so maybe you can sing that song. Me and you know the same
category. Me and you know the same category.
Yeah.
Not the same category.
How many years ago, sir?
You know what I mean? The activists of those days, they are not afraid to die, and the police and the army are afraid to kill too, because they were suffering. They understand these people are not just fighting for themselves; they are fighting for the betterment of the country and the people. But these days, these military and police of nowadays, they are fighting to gain promotion and big pay packet or tip from their boss. So when they give order, go and kill Jara, Joru, they're going. Fela said it all before. Go and quench, they are not asking questions, they go straight and fall into the pit. They don't mind. Look at what happened to our NSAS protesters carrying Nigerian flag, green, white, green. Why you white, green, white, green? Well, those are the things that's making Nigeria go down, go back, not known, not no firepower in their drive. There's no red color there, because that red color will tell you, okay, we're ready to share our blood. We didn't even fight for independence. They just gave it to us on platter of gold.
Oh, okay, Black. Now I have another question here from another community member. I said, what do you think is the main reason the issues Fela touched on in his songs are still relevant up to 40 years after he sang them?
Fela is a genius. Fela was a prophet that people don't understand. You see, I sat and I listened to that man. That man is a prophet. Who can put them the same grade, put him in the same grade with Marcus Mosiah Garvey, men like that. John the Baptist. These are people who just come, the forerunners. These are forerunners. That's what I'm trying to say. Forerunners, people who just pathfinders. They pave way for what is to come. But the people they are paving way for are the ones trying to find another way by, leaving that paved way to grow grass again and no way there anymore. So they leave that old path and start to want to create a new path. That's been our problem in that country, Nigeria.
Okay. Still on that now. In your view, this is from another community member. In your view, where do you see the strongest clash between traditional Nigerian culture and Western influence in governance?
Yeah, that one is ancient. It's old because everything they tell us we take. It's still happening. It's never going to go away unless there's a revolution. It's not going to go away because
what kind of revolution?
My brother, I'm not afraid of any revolution. Revolution is for blood, sweat, and tears. That's revolution. So when I try to paint it like, no, I don't mean that kind of revolution. A revolution is a revolution. Change by force. They say from the time of John the Baptist, heaven, the sufferers violent, and the violent only take it by force. You have to be violent to let them know what you don't want, what you won't entertain.
But then, would you think that Peter Tosh was referring to Nigerians when he sang "Everybody wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die"?
That is Nigeria's system. That is the Nigeria. They're just telling you it's not just Nigeria. It's a black man cry. That's a black man way of life. Because who told us about heaven? It is the white man and their missionaries. The missionaries don't even want to go to heaven because they know that heaven has come to us. We are not going to heaven. We are not going to die and go to heaven. Nobody's dying to go to heaven. Heaven came to us through their Jesus Christ they brought to us. And we, the black people, we know it already. Okay, now this is the Jesus that is the heaven. You brought Jesus to us. Because that man says through him, you've seen the Father. He's the only way, to the Father. Don't think God is in heaven. God is not in heaven. Because God created heaven and earth. Where was he when he was creating heaven?
Okay, Black. In that song, "Teacher, Don't Teach Me Nonsense."
Yes.
Let's analyze. Let's dwell on it a little bit. Okay.
Yes.
And I have a few things I want to throw to you and maybe to some of our listeners, followers, or viewers. He said, "When we did for Pekin, Papa, Mama, be teacher." Okay? Now, yes. I just want to go through that progression. Please, if you've not listened to Fela's "Teacher, Don't Teach Me Nonsense," go to YouTube. It's there. It's for free. See, there's so much we are not making use of. We have so much resource. We have so much to inspire ourselves with. Look, it might not be blood. It doesn't need to blood. It doesn't need to be blood. I understand you, Black. I understand you, but it doesn't need to be. There are so much that people read books, they get transformed. People watch documentaries, they get transformed. What is wrong with us?
That is true.
We've had people talking. Some people ask me, "Richie, please come. What do you even want to achieve with this thing you are doing? You are not doing anything new now."
Yeah.
I said, "Look, yes, I'm not doing anything new. Do you know bread?" He said, "Yes."
Yeah.
"When last did you eat bread?" I said, "I think I ate bread." I said, "Okay, bread is not new, but you are still eating it."
Of course.
Right? Good. So nothing is new. The Bible says nothing is new under the sun.
Under the sun, that's right.
Now, I have chosen not to keep quiet. Okay? And I'm also made this platform available for people who are not willing to be quiet anymore. Nobody is abusing anybody on this program. I have not had Black use any abusive word, and that's not going to be allowed on this program. Now, Fela went forward. When we go for school, teacher be teacher.
Yes.
Eh? Maybe let's start the song from the beginning. Eh? Let's start from the beginning.
Right.
Eh?
Right.
Okay. Mr. Teacher, oh boy, and a lecturer be your name. Teacher, oh boy, and a lecturer be your name. Person who you teach yesterday don't die today. Oh, now it might. If you look at the progression of from the logic of it, the flow of it, most of us dance to the rhythms of the songs of these people.
We don't listen to the lyrics.
We don't listen to the lyrics. Then he went on. When we were at home, as we were children, our parents were our teachers.
That's right.
As we went to school, teachers, I mean, secondary school, primary school, teacher is called teacher.
Yes.
When we now go to the university, lecturer is teacher. But so the real problem starts when we start to work.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
For me, the real problem starts when we start to work.
Yes.
Your parents have told you stealing is not good. You learn.
That's right. That's right.
This is not who we are in our family.
Our culture.
Let's take it from the family, because the family is from the culture.
That's right.
Now, when we were growing up, if you went to school and came back home with somebody else, with crayon that is not the one you left home with, your mother would follow you, would ask you, where did you get this from?
Yes.
Okay? Oh, maybe my friend forgot it in my bag. Yeah. Don't forget to give it back to your friend tomorrow.
Great.
Yeah. Your mother will check again if you come back to see if that crayon is still in your bag.
That's true.
That's how we grew up. Now, let's take it a little bit further. You now start to work. In those days, your father, your mother, your village people, your compound people know you are a teacher in the next town. Okay? Maybe you betray you a teacher, you manage to buy a bicycle. And one day, suddenly, you arrive in the compound with a car.
Yeah.
Your father will say, come, please. Where did you get that car from? No, where did you get that car from?
Yes.
This is where this song is about. This is what the issue of, what culture, what tradition. What are we learning from the governance system that we have? How has it helped us? How has it not helped us? Now, your father will insist that you cannot park that car in his compound. He will ask you to go back.
That's true.
If you don't take time, he will disown you.
That is the fact.
Okay? Today, your father will call you, come. John,
yes.
You say you are in Lagos. Look at Chukwuma Obdike's
comparing you to others. Yes.
Yes, look at Chukwuma Obdike's son. He's only been in Lagos for only 2 months. Yes. He came home. He's in his father's compound. He brought 4 cars.
Right.
And you've been in Lagos for 10 years, nothing.
That's the culture we are told.
So we have developed a culture from the same capitalist system, individualist system that don't care what happens to arrive at that place that they call success, which is money. Okay? So Fela says, continued in that song. I just painted that background so that we understand. Because the John that the parents said, who owned this crayon when he was growing up and would take crayon back, has become a teacher,
a worker,
with that family value, with that traditional value inside him, work hard, but suddenly, maybe out there, he made some people. Something happened. He has a car that he couldn't afford. His parents knew he couldn't afford.
Yes.
He brought it home. No. You can't bring this to this compound. Okay? That's dead. That's practically dead. Now, you now see when they say, when we start to work, now government be teacher.
Yes.
When we start to work, now government be teacher. Who be government teacher? That's where I'm going. That's where we are going. Who be government teacher? Culture, and
culture
tradition.
and tradition. Yes.
Now, which culture, which tradition? For me, in my understanding, the issue of who be government teacher is who is government learning from and who is government using to teach the populace.
The next generation,
the populace generally. So the culture and tradition that we have been polluted,
thrown away,
polluted,
did not
bastardized,
yes,
adulterated, and replaced with something alien to us.
Corruption. That's the only thing.
Something alien to us.
Yes, corruption.
That has made it impossible for us to be our brother's keeper.
That's right.
I'm going to ask you a question now.
Okay.
I just gave that background. I don't want to lose sight of that Fela's song.
Good.
And the lessons from it. Now, I have a blood relation. I'm not saying this to make myself look big, but then you are who you are. Nothing anybody can do about it.
That's right.
Okay? You've done what you've done. Your learning is your learning. Your experiences are your experiences. I'm not bothered. Okay?
Look.
I have been at the national scene in Nigeria before. My being out of Nigeria, of course, it was not by choice. It wasn't that I like to know. It wasn't, but would not. That's not for the story for this episode. It's not. Okay. I had been at the national scene right after youth service. Let's say, well, from youth service, let's put it that way. Then after youth service, because I left youth service to found a magazine, a national magazine.
Yeah, okay.
That when I introduced it in 1987, February of 1987, my magazine was 2 weeks older than the National Directorate of Employment, because it was when the government people came to the launching of my magazine that they invited us to be, they said, you are the kind of people we are looking for.
Yes.
Okay. Now, I have been at the national scene, national level, national scene from that 1987. I have a blood brother who's doing his work, who's diligent at his work at the level where he's working. Around like less than 20 years ago, he walked up to me. Because when we are talking about this culture and tradition, when we are talking about what culture, what tradition, governance, these are the issues. And I don't shy away from things that touch me, that I can use to say to other people. I'm not interested in criticizing or talking about what other people are, happening with other people, and then I'll cover my own. No, that's not me. You read any of my books, you will see so. Okay? That's my relation walked up to me. My mother is Igbo, so the person also speaks Igbo, from that side, and was like, "Hey, in Igbo, hey, I will speak it in Igbo, then I will translate in English.
Okay.
Hey, amam when no ngade making bill. Yeah, just no. I got him him. I don't know what you've been doing at the national scene since. So I am going there to collect my own now.
See? You see? That's the mindset.
It was not just a mindset. And he did exactly that. He's been doing exactly that. He's still doing exactly that. That is where we are as a people. That is that issue of what culture, what tradition. All the things our parents have taught us, all the diligence, all the be honest, all the be truthful, all the upright. Okay?
Yeah.
But then we are the mugus. Okay? We are the ones who are not smart. They are smart because they can play on other people's intelligence. in most cases, they eat the bread of the who? The sufferers.
The sufferers, yes.
Like the prophets say, that they've sung in the songs, like you know. So in this regard now, in this view, along this thought line now, what it's even heavy for me to ask, because what can we do? Because there are no, I know people, I know a few people, okay, a few people. People who think like I'm thinking are stupid.
That's it. Because they are used to thinking the opposite way. Opposite people, OP.
Okay.
OPP.
So what is the solution? Like the issue of why don't we have activism anymore? Why don't we have people who ask questions, either through your books, but you know, do you know how many people have been writing me, sending me emails from the first edition? I say, come to the program, Richie, let me just be here. They don't want to.
That is it.
What can we do, Rice? What can we do? Let's not say solution. What processes, what can we do? What options are available to, you've talked about revolution. The revolution does not just happen. It starts from mindset shift. You start from thinkers, even people who can even think. Even people can put things together, put ideas together and say, this thing with, the culture, the tradition of the political class. I don't see any policies. I don't see any principles. I don't see any philosophy. That is why I believe it's easy for one person to cross into one political party and cross back and cross back and cross back. Okay?
Yes, they're the same.
And there's no philosophy. There's no ideology.
No.
There's only one ideology.
Grab the money.
Grab the money. Like the person who said, I'm going to go and collect my own.
How
can we, the rest of us, how can we survive this, Brad? What do you think?
The problem is we are dealing with these Westerners who came with their democracy. It's democracy that is making everybody crazy now, because we don't really know the game. Even the Westerners, they are just still finding how the game is played. Even the great America, they are still struggling. I think they have some problem about in the first year of Trump. They talked about the Senate invasion, or what they call their house there now. That is the truth. We don't understand the game they brought to us to play. And we want to play better than them. We don't know it. They brought our sons to come and ridicule our traditional rulers, making them governors over our obas and title holders. That's where the problem started from.
Well, Black, we see those. I agree. I mean, I follow you. But then, could it ever be possible for an individual to choose from heaven or wherever people come from, children come from? Was it ever possible for an individual to choose which family he's going to be born into? As in, all the nationalities, all the ethnic nationalities in Nigeria.
Yes.
Because when you were talking about his Nigeria area, but it has happened. We are here. Okay?
We have to agree to stay together.
That is the point I'm making. We don't have a choice. We didn't have a choice in the matter, just like a child had no choice in a family he's born into. But that child is responsible for the kind of family he or she wants to build himself. So people have put you together.
Yes.
Must we continue? Should we continue to blame the colonialists? Talk about what are we doing ourselves?
No, the fact is that, you see, when the foundation is faulty, the building cannot sustain, it cannot stand for a long time, a long period of time. That is the truth. It is the foundation. It's not the people. It's not our problem. We are not the people that is actually causing this disunity or this identity. You know what I mean? Because we don't really like to say you. It's like pointing. It's like saying you are different. You are you. You know, I and I still. You know, it's not the problem. I and I is not the problem, but the foundation. If we must come together, we must find. It's a birds of the same feather flock together. So if we are a bed of different feathers, you cannot mix like that easily. The oil don't mix with water easily. Don't. So we have to look who can we merge with to be one. We already know ourselves. We have been living with ourselves, but this automatic amalgamation, that is the problem.
Okay, Black. Now, even talking about the colonialists and their ways, and then we borrowed, because you see, part of what I see is that we like to borrow. We like not borrow, not even borrow. We like to copy. We copy wrongly. Okay.
They told us our own is bad. That is why we are doing that.
Apart from that,
what is the reason?
If they told us our own is bad,
yes,
but then somehow, somehow we are now in charge, in quotes, of our own destiny. Okay. Now,
yes.
Where I live, and by the way, viewers, people on TikTok, hi guys, thank you for following us. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for sharing. Those of you following us on YouTube, thank you so very much. Please subscribe if you've not subscribed already. If you subscribe, thank you so much for subscribing. If you've not, please do so. Invite your friends to subscribe, share this stream. Now, by the way, that's why I said, let me talk to the viewers. Let them know. By the way, Black Rice lives in Holland. He's joining me. He has joined me on this program. He has joined us on this program from Holland. He's lived in Holland for decades.
Yeah.
Where I live, because this is where this issue here. We copied, say, governance, what tradition, what culture. Okay. We left the parliamentary system and say it doesn't suit us. We went for the presidential system. Okay. But then we still say Nigeria is a federation.
Yes.
No, see, I live in a country that's a federation. I live in a country that is a federation. The provinces are semi-autonomous.
That is it.
They agree on what they want to do at the national level. It's not the national telling them what to do,
no.
Except in specific issue areas like the military.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Even each province even has its own economy.
Defense, only defense.
Look. Provinces here sign trade agreements with the federal government here.
Yeah. Okay.
Trade agreements with the federal government. I live in Canada. Provinces here sign trade. That is federalism that Nigeria State is copying. Each province here has its own police force, police service, whatever. But yet, with the enormous security challenges Nigeria has, some people still feel that it's only somebody called Inspector General of Police that must decide what is happening in Itu.
All over the country.
And happening even with what we have on ground. So the issue of what culture, you copied people, but you only copied the very bad aspect of whoever they are. Black, there's corruption everywhere.
I know that for real.
There is corruption everywhere. But there's an issue. The issue is when you do things and there's no accountability.
That is it.
You do things happen in Nigeria with impunity. There's no accountability. Where did we learn that from? Okay, if we are copying, we should copy, right? If we say it's the colonial masters that taught us wrongly, why can't we do things right, even when we say we want to copy? Okay, now another community member here, following what you said earlier, I asked a question here. He said, do you see that revolution you spoke about coming to pass anytime soon?
Well, to put that one to answer you, my brother. Talking about it is making it happen. Continuously talking about it, gives the people of my kind, birds of my kind,
Please define people of your kind. Let's know who your kind. Am I included there?
Yeah, people who don't take no for an answer. The people who just can say, yes, this is the time. You see, every time we say, yes, sir, yes, sir. The Benin say, no, sir. It's a name of somebody in Benin. No, sir. Or no, sir. No, sir. Yes, sir. Because we are used to saying, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. But the no, sir is the best thing to say. Because let your year be year and your nay be nay. It is better to say no, sir, not all the time, yes, sir. That is why we are where we are today in Nigeria government system. When the British were living, they gave this power, the foundation, to people who don't know anything about anything.
But there have been many different people that have been in positions of power. The different people have had opportunities.
Excuse me, do you know
if I ask you to name who those people are now, you probably name a tribe. Is Nigeria's problem tribal? I'm asking you.
It is tribal,
how?
Religious, tribal. Let me tell you what.
How?
Let me tell you how. The Sultan of Sokoto, I tell you this. Once he dislikes something or he says anything against anybody, any government, that government is down immediately. That government is out of it.
Do you have any proof? Do you have any proof for that?
My brother, I don't have to have proof of that. But you just have to know that whenever the Charles of England is coming to Nigeria, you know where he goes first. If Queen Elizabeth is coming to Nigeria, you know where he's going for, to the Sultan. That the palace. That's what the people. The Sultan is the one having problem with Nigeria, not the rest of them, not the Hausa. It's just not the Hausa. It's just say no, we are not Hausa Fulani. The Fulanis have problem with Nigeria because Fulanis don't have it.
It's not a Fulani person who is in Aso Rock now.
It doesn't matter.
It wasn't a Fulani person who was in Aso Rock in 2010.
Sorry, sir.
29.
Sorry, sir.
It wasn't a Fulani person who was in Aso Rock in 1999, 2003.
Excuse me. This is the problem. That is why people don't know Nigeria like that. We just see Nigeria. The government is different. It's never different. When the Southern is there, a Northerner is number 2. If a Northerner is number 1, then we find another number 2. So Northerner must be there. Must be there.
But then it's part of Nigeria.
No.
We operate through a federal character system.
Yeah, we use the best. Find the best.
Okay, so you're not talking merit. You're not saying we should focus on merits.
That is it. That's how we can move forward. That's how we can go forward. Like now they're saying quota system. When you have 11 footballers from the East that can play this football well, He said, no, bring 3 Hausa, bring 2 Fulani. That they're creating a problem for the nation like that. Give the job to those who are capable of doing it, then we will we'll move forward. When you bring the federal character into it, what character? What character is that? Is it how it's done?
But then how we've talked about, we know, we understand, we can't deny the fact that Nigeria is a nation of nations. Okay, now to make all of us, because my thing is about Nigeria, I'm tribe blind, I'm religion blind. Okay, personally, myself, Adiroko, forget the name, the sound of the name, Yes. It's the name my parents gave me, fine. But personally, I don't. Now, if we keep mentioning a particular group of people, we know historically when some of this time. Let's go back to Lagos. Let's come back to Lagos.
Okay.
Let's come back to Lagos. You grew up around Fela.
Yes.
You are not Yoruba.
No.
You can mention people who are not even Nigerians who grew up around Fela.
No,
I'm coming.
Yes, okay.
Now, I experienced, I'm not saying stories that were told me. I grew up and went to schools with people who are from different parts of Nigeria. Nobody was interested in where anybody came from. Mm-hmm. Nobody was interested in where anybody came from until 1999 in Lagos. In Lagos neighborhoods, you have people from everywhere. Nobody is saying you are able. When they are talking, normal person-to-person quarrel, those things can happen. But it was never a generalized, stigmatizing, thing that you now use to dominate, suppress, or oppress others. But from 1999, that had become an issue in Lagos. Okay? And it keeps increasing. I'm not talking about any particular group. So when we now go into, if it's these people, this must be the group that are responsible for the problem of Nigeria, are we saying the truth?
My brother, if we want to seek a solution to Nigerian problem, we must pinpoint the problem. We must.
So what's the problem? What's the problem?
The problem are the Fulani houses. Fulanis, not the Fulani houses. We were with the houses for a very long time. We have no problem with the houses.
But again, I said earlier,
let me tell you, my brother,
people at the helm of affairs in Nigeria who were nothing.
So, listen, my brother, the truth is that now they are telling you anytime they have more than the people, the houses, Fulanis are more than the people of Nigeria. They want to dip their Quran inside the Atlantic Ocean. That's
and those myths and those rumors.
How are they rumors? They are all in the print. They are everywhere. They are saying it. Their elites are using it as a weapon. Bringing their brothers from Niger. I love Africans to be without border. But then don't come and concentrate yourself in one section. You can come and trade like if the Germans are just coming into Holland like this now, that's an invasion. But their border is open. You can drive in, drive out, do shopping here and go back home. Do shopping here and go back home. Not do shopping here and seize their houses and stay and try to dominate. No. I want the Niger people to come in and do trade and go back to their homes. We will cross border, we'll go do trading there and come back home. Not just come in and say, well, it's our father's garden. They have made such statements before. And the youth of now.
Well, is it again? My issue with this is still right now.
Yes.
At this very moment now, the president of Nigeria is a Yoruba man.
Yes, and a Muslim.
Okay?
And a Muslim.
Well, it's a Yoruba man.
No, it's a Muslim.
Okay.
Please. Let's get that right first, because that I told you before. I said religion and tribe is our major problem. And who is the head of the Muslim?
Would that also impact economic policies? Would that also impact, or I mean, what? Seriously, I'm curious. I'm not just asking questions for the sake of asking questions. What every religion, including Islam itself, talks about taking care of the poor.
No, they don't take care of the poor. They are more poor than the rest.
No. I've lived in the north. No,
I do too. I live there too, my brother. I tell you what.
You see, this whole thing,
yes.
I think it's about individuals. Okay?
Oh man.
I think it's about individuals, and then they now maybe make the rest of us do what they want us to do, which is take sides, divide and rule. It's been helping them. This is the culture, this is the tradition they have now created. This is my focus on this episode, that they have now, look, I grew up at a time, even immediately after the Civil War. You might remember, you might recall part of what I'm going to say now. We were city picking children. We didn't grow up, we weren't born in the village or whatever. But because of the Civil War, we all had to go to the village.
Yes.
We were in the village throughout the period of the Civil War. Nigeria Civil War. That is, for those of you listening to me, I'm talking about the period of the Nigeria Civil War, 1966 to 1970. Okay? Yeah. So I have a book. I wrote a book. I have it close to me here. My very first internationally published book is titled Biafra Lest We Forget. You can find it on Amazon. In short, the book, the volume 2 of it, I just released last month.
Oh.
Touching on some of these issues we're touching on here. I'm not running this program. I'm not bringing it up to say I'm advertising it on. But what you've done is what you've done.
Okay? It needs to be advertised too, because that's history.
It's the history. I'm a storyteller. Right. So that's why we're telling stories here. Now, during those periods immediately after the Civil War, that we now had real village experience, because during the war itself, most of the time we were in the bush because of air raids. Okay?
Yes.
You only come back home at night. The elders will come and take us from the palm plantations where we would have been all day. The forest, the farms, will come home to sleep. The following morning, very early in the morning, the mothers would have cooked and done whatever. We would do everything there. That is why when people are talking, let's fight, I laugh. I say, people, you don't understand what war is. You have no idea. Now, where I'm going is this. After that Civil War, people started mixing, moving around. We had, listen, this same Fulani we are talking of today, we are talking about now. This is why I'm saying that people are using people against themselves. Now, this same Fulani people,
yes,
would come with their cows. My grandmother's village, my mother's village, the places where we lived, they will not enter cropped, spaces.
Mm-hmm.
They will take their livestock through roads, through bush paths. Yes. They will not let them go into
the farms,
cultivated land. If by any mistake, sir, this is where I'm going. If by any mistake, I saw this, and this is not the stories people told me. If by any mistake the livestock strayed into people's farms, the head of that herding group would go to the village head. Sometimes the farmer did not even know that anything had happened in his farm. But they had in conscience enough to say, this should not happen. They will go into the village farm, to the village head. Say something like this happened to so person's farm. They would appeal. They will give something.
Yes.
The village head will be the one that will call the owner of the farm to say, sorry, something happened, but death, and everybody would peacefully continue.
Resolve there.
They only had bows and arrows. There were no AK-47.
6.
Okay, so when we are saying that these things have been politicized, people have been used, radicalized to believe into things that are not helpful for nation building. That's my point. So I'm careful when I'm saying is the Fulani. Which Fulani? My brother, the group troubling Nigeria have no tribe. Rice.
Yes, I'm hearing.
The group troubling Nigeria have no tribe. But I want to, because we must not close this stream without you now telling us the story of when Nigeria happened for you. That is, when you finish that, we'll end the stream. I think we can't finish all of these issues about how do we go forward from here, about what maybe your story about how Nigeria happened for you might give us maybe some insights into, it's not all doom and gloom.
No, I still love it. I love Nigeria. I always do. Nigeria happened for me in several ways. Thanks to Fela Kuti. Yes. That is why we have a republic inside that republic called Kalakuta. And those of us, because Kalakuta is in Lagos, we are Kalagosians. Kalagosians, yes. Okay. When I told Fela my name, the first time Fela heard my name, Black Rice, oh man, I couldn't believe it. Yes, because Fela don't like people with all those Richard, Godwin, Francis, Moses.
English names.
What happened to African names?
Okay.
So when I told them my name is Black Rice, the people were laughing. They thought Fela was going to give me a name. If you have an English name, Fela will surely give you an African name. Trust me. That's if you want to work for him or with him, or you want to be your friend. If he likes to be your friend, he must give you an African name so that he will feel free to rapport with you. So he laughed, and the people were just jesting and trying to form them for me. Fela came back and said, no, nobody will accuse you of not being an African.
Wow.
Yes, because thanks to this internet now. Me, I didn't see Black Rice before I said my name was Black Rice. I've never heard anybody called Black Rice or anything called Black Rice before. And I'm sure Fela too. But today I see we have...
It was actually when we were researching your book, we were looking at this issues with your book, that I saw Black Rice on the internet. I didn't know there was any rice that was black. Seriously. Wow.
Oh, yes. Yes, man, because Black Rice, we have white rice, we have Uncle Ben's rice, we have jollof rice, but we never have Black Rice. So that's why Fela said, no, man, you are an African. Nigeria happened for me, man, through that brother. That's why I call him a prophet. He gave me the life I'm living today.
Wow.
Thanks to that man.
Wow.
Because he didn't... That fella gave me the Nigeria that is for me today. Before that, I was just a rebel. I was a Garveyite. Marcus Garvey's son. I was just, like African, Then I became a Rastaman. I became a Kalagosian. That topped it all. That was it all. The last was That last was the best. Save the last for the best. You know. So without Fela, Nigeria never happened for me.
So how did Fela make Nigeria happen for you? Can you pick one particular story, one particular incident?
Yes. Fela gave me a wife.
Wow.
Yes.
How
Fela
did
gave me a
that?
wife. Yes. Fela gave me a wife. And the wife gave me children and moved me out of Nigeria. And
Wow.
I became, then I become who I am today. You know, before then I was a poor boy, not knowing where the next meal is going to come from. You know, I go to Calacuta, Fela pays me, man. I wasn't working for him. But each time I'm in his presence, he's going to give me some money. Go and get yourself something to eat or something to just go and get yourself something. Not just to eat, enough to even buy me a jeans knicker, jeans trouser, jeans whatever. So that's how Nigeria can happen for people. Not through Nigeria. Nigeria never paid me any. I was in the force. I was in the police force for 3 years. I was earning 87 naira a month.
Well, I thought you were going to tell us that story. Don't worry, Black Rice. Maybe that will be the story of Nigeria happening to you that you will tell us for the next time.
Okay. You know, so those things, you know.
Yeah.
Well, that will give me enough money to go and buy food, but that money will still be enough for me to buy a sneakers. You know, Fela was not after who you are, what you're doing for him. No. Fela doesn't have a bank. He has no pocket in his clothes or trousers or shirt. No. Fela keeps his money. He keeps his money where his mouth is. He goes into the pants, the drawers. Fela wears big drawers, you know, and take some money out of it, give you some and go. He doesn't count how much am I going to give this guy. No. He just dips his hand there and poop. He can go. Bye-bye. You know. That's how Nigeria can happen for anybody. Not through the government. Not through sharing.
Giving,
Not through the government.
creating opportunities for others.
For people, yes.
Yeah, I wish, I'm not taking your story away from you, but viewers, followers on TikTok, thank you so much for, liking the live. Viewers on YouTube, thank you so very much. Yes, I will not talk about my book, but I'll talk about Black Rice's book. Black Rice has a powerful, when I say powerful book. He's titled it The Cooking of Black Rice. But right. hold your breath. You're not going to be able to eat from that meal until the 18th of December, because that's when he released that. That's his birthday. He's a old grandfather.
Yes,
you can see him. So it's not just the bread and all of that. And in that book, they say what he said about Fela giving him a life and giving him a wife. I know the story, but I would still want him to tell it by himself on this program. Another episode. He's he would be here. Details of how we can become the best versions of ourselves by not being fake, by not, living as if any of us is going to carry anything anywhere when we die.
Yes.
By investing in people.
Yes.
Okay? Investing in that country called Nigeria.
Yes.
Most of the people ruling Nigeria don't love Nigeria.
No.
A friend said to me in the course of designing this program, said, Rich, look, why are some of you talking as if you are more patriotic than others? I said, look, in case you don't know, in any society, there would and there should and there must always be those who are more patriotic than others. It's not a crime.
No.
It's not. Unfortunately, most of those people are not even interested in positions of leadership. I'm not interested in joining any political. I will never join. I have never joined. I'm not interested. But I have not said I'm the best at doing what is supposed. You have chosen that job. Please do it. Do it to benefit other people. Okay?
Yes.
How many are we in Nigeria? Whether in diaspora or in Nigeria, how many? Nigeria is not up to 300 million people.
No, just about.
But in one of the promo materials for this program, somebody who was supposed to be sharing 1 billion naira to his fellow senators, 1 billion for going on holiday, for going their vacation, to make their holiday interesting. Even if we're 300 million, 1 billion is 300 in 3 places, and there's still change. Okay, so that means that every single Nigerian is a millionaire.
Yes, the default.
But we are making the average Nigerian want to curse Nigeria. Some are actually cursing Nigeria. But people listening to me, please, the problem is not with Nigeria, please. We have a beautiful country. You don't understand. We have Nigeria has everything, everything. The problem is with the people leading the people. Unfortunately, the leadership has corrupted the followership. Is now like the blind leading the blind.
The blind.
Okay, so please, we thank you for being with us on this live stream today. We had Black Rice. There's a lot more stories where that's coming from. Cooking of Black Rice, you will read the book eventually sometime from December the 18th, and support Black Rice. And it's important you tell your own story. You're looking at me, you're listening to me. Black Rice has come here. I'm here. You see, part of the challenge is that most of us feel too big. We feel too, if I go to say this now, people will think this about me. What do you care about what people are going to say if you are, doing what needs to be done? Okay?
Yes,
if you are doing what needs to be done, what do you care about what anybody? I've had a lot of people say different things to me over this program. Richie, don't do this. Change the title. I talk about you have so many other things you can do. And none of them has sent any questions or comments on this stream today. So you feel you know Nigeria better. You have everything about your Nigeria experience is beautiful, beautiful. Come here and share that beautifulness for us, if there's any word like that. Come here and share it with us. And in the course of sharing that, you will discover that for some of us, for most of the people up there now, that Nigeria is happening to you. No, sorry, let me change that. That Nigeria is happening for you. It's actually that Nigeria is happening to the greater majority of the populace. You are making it at the expense of the greater population. Is that what we want? Is that what should continue? My answer to both is no. It must be no. It must be no. Because you are grooming your children to take over after you. Other people have grandfathers that have not even started. But you're already thinking about your next generation. Okay? Nigeria has resources that should help all of us. So please make it happen. I love Nigeria. I'm a proud Nigerian anywhere I am at. Anywhere. Okay? Yes, you are a citizen, and elsewhere you are a citizen. Yes, that's the way of the world. They have different people. You go to the US, you have American Italians, American Greeks. They are there. They are proud of their culture. They are Americans, but they are proud of who they are too. So I am proud of being a Nigerian. And I thank you for being with us on this live stream today. I appreciate you subscribing, following us. I look forward to your joining us next episode. This same time, Friday next week, 1 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. West African time, including Nigeria, and 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, US and Canada. Thank you so much. Thank you, Black, for the beautiful stories. Thank you for being here. I look forward to sharing with you again next Friday. Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank
God
you.
bless you.
Ciao, ciao. Thank
Bye.
you very much. God bless you. Take care.